Welcome everybody to the next episode of Tulsa Life. I feel like Eminem, the next episode. No, that's who is it? It's not Eminem.
Next step.
It's I don't know. Anyway, I totally just botched our whole entry, but that's okay. We have the amazing, awesome Brandon Morgan here today.
Yeah, brand new Brandon Morgan.
Brand new Brandon Morgan. And we're going to talk a little bit today about kind of who you are,
Yeah.
how long you've been at our brokerage, what your experience has been like so far. So you got to say all good things.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is, if you don't, we'll just cut it out and edit it. So,
I mean, I can totally tell you something good right now.
okay, go.
I was on my way back to the office. I had to run a quick errand. And I have a client under contract that's using Arvest Bank in Owasso.
Okay.
And the loan officer reached out to me and she's like, hey, just wanted to introduce myself. And she's like, also, I love the fact that you're at Aaron Catering and Company. And I'm like, you do? I'm like, I love the fact I'm with Aaron Catering and Company. I'm like, tell me why you love it. And she's like, literally anybody I have interacted with at that office, like they have their stuff together, their systems, their processes. She's like, I have nothing but good things to say about everyone there.
Awesome.
And I'm like, I love to hear that. Like that helps me like solidify
Yes.
I made the right decision coming
And
here.
you're working on one of now you have almost four deals under contract.
Almost 4.
We're going to talk about that in a minute too.
Okay.
But you're working with one of my best friends,
I am.
Sarah Nell, and she was texting me about you and she's like, I love Brandon. I was like, I love Brandon too.
Nice.
So it's a good feeling
Yeah.
when there's good feelings. Right.
100%.
So like, I love it when people are always telling you like, I love people that are on your team. And I'm like, I love them too. So
Yeah.
it's a great thing.
Absolutely.
So congratulations on already getting 3 under contract. Give us a little bit of background though, because I know we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but tell us who you are, where you're from, how you landed here.
Yeah.
Kind of like what led you to this point.
Awesome. So
And we only have 20 minutes. So, you
okay.
you can't,
I'll keep it short.
you can't tell your whole life story.
Yeah, because there's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So Brandon Morgan grew up in eastern Oklahoma. So if anybody knows where Fort Smith, Arkansas is, I always use that for like my reference point.
And if you can't tell with your accent,
I know everybody's like, is it Arkansas? Is it Louisiana? And I'm like, listen, it's just Arkansas. It's whatever you want it to be.
that's right.
Yeah. So a little Oklahoma town on the other side of Fort Smith, Arkansas called Gans. Most people know it because of Big Country, Bryant Reeves. That's the call to fame there. Grew up in a little small town and hated it. Didn't hate the people, didn't hate the school, anything about that, but country life
Wanted
was
more.
just not my jam.
Gotcha.
I'm not country. I sound like I'm country, but I'm not country. So as soon as I graduated, I got out of there. I wanted to move to the city. So I moved to Fort Smith because it was just right across the border. It was a little bit bigger of an
Yep.
area.
Mhm.
I thought I wanted to be a classical pianist
Which
and
I
teach
had
piano.
no idea that you played the piano until the
most
other
people
day.
don't.
And now I need you to play sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little rusty, but I could play something.
But isn't it kind of like riding a bike?
It is.
I mean, like I wish I could play the piano.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's definitely good for anytime I'm feeling stressed. Or,
Oh, I bet that is a good,
you know,
stress relief.
just shut the door, chill out on the piano for a bit.
So you
and
went to
be good.
school for piano.
I did.
Okay.
I took lessons for a while. Thought that's what I wanted to do long term. But then I was like, you know what? This just isn't going to afford me the kind of lifestyle I want.
And the shoes that you
And the
want.
shoes.
Because you love shoes.
Shoes and sunglasses. Those are my two
Oh,
things.
I didn't know the sunglasses.
Yes. I have like an obscene amount of sunglasses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine are like, I'm not a sunglass person. Mine are like, I have to wear sunglasses because my eyes, this sounds stupid, but I go out, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so bright.
Yeah.
So I love sunglasses, but I always buy mine in New York when I go in Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
They're knockoffs.
It's okay.
Yours would not be
Nobody
knockoffs.
will
Mine
know.
are knockoffs.
Yeah.
Because I throw them around and then they get scratched. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I did with those, or I sat on them, or, so.
I have a special sunglass case in my closet, and the kids know do not
Don't touch
touch
'em.
dad's sunglasses. Don't
Okay.
get close. Don't mess with them.
Okay, so sunglasses, do not touch them.
Yep.
Okay.
Sunglasses and shoes. So anyways, decided to switch to business. I was like, that's a solid
Yeah.
career path. So I did business with a major in accounting. And I worked at a long-term care hospital for a little bit in their accounting department. But then I got into the long-term care business. So most people know long-term care
I'm
as
learning so
nursing
much
homes.
about you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
all
mom
right.
was actually working for a retired physician. And when he retired, he bought nursing homes. So my mom
Wow.
worked for him. He had an office. He had several nursing homes in Oklahoma. And he needed an accountant on staff. And he knew my mom. So he's like, hey, tell Brandon to come work for us. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah, fast forward, I liked it, and I was like, "How do I own nursing homes? You own nursing homes. How do I get into ownership?" And he started like teaching me the way, teaching me the path of how to get into long-term care
Okay.
ownership. He ended up passing away in
Oh,
2014. The company was still going strong, and I kind of graduated into a CFO type position.
okay.
So I was overseeing our office, overseeing everything financially, and really helping with operations. I had a friend from college who was very wealthy and kind of had a golden spoon type of ticket situation. And he's like, "Hey, I'll buy some nursing homes in Oklahoma if you'll run them." And I was
Wow.
like, "No, I don't just want to run them.
I want
I
to
want to
own
own
them.
them."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Okay, well, how about I give you some ownership?" And I was like,
Okay, now we're
"Deal."
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we fast forward some more. He decided he didn't want to stay in the business because there's obviously like huge litigation issues that happen with nursing homes every day
Didn't
of the
know that.
week. And so I bought him out and I
Okay.
owned at that time two of my very own nursing homes. And those were my babies.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were my
Okay.
babies leading up to COVID. So COVID happens, everything shuts down, especially in the world of healthcare.
Yes.
And it just got super dark and depressing
Which
for
is not you.
healthcare for me. Yeah,
Mhm.
not for me. But we came out and I was like, you know what? I'm I'm good with this. I did my thing. I did what I wanted to
Yep.
do, but now I want to do something that brings me joy and brings me happiness. And so real estate came into the picture at that point, and then launching an interior design furniture store, having no retail experience whatsoever.
Which is so cool. So give a shout out for Liv too, because
Yeah. Lived
that's
in
really cool.
Jinx
Yep.
is our baby. So we do interior design, we have cool hip furniture, um, anything like that. We aim to be different from the big box stores. And so that's what we try to
And your
deliver.
downtown Jinx.
Downtown Jinx,
Okay.
right next to Hatch.
And it's LIV
Apostrophe
apostrophe
D.
D.
Yep.
So just so you know how to find that, it's lived in Jinx.
Yes.
So I love that. Okay. So then you got your real estate license. Tell us about your real estate journey.
Yeah. So I got my real estate license and I'm like, this shouldn't be hard, right? You get a real estate license and you can instantly sell homes. Like selling Sunset on TV, all the
Yes.
shows, like it's super
And
easy,
they're million
right?
dollar properties and you're making these big commissions.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's what
like,
I thought too.
this can't be difficult. So took the class, passed the test. I had a friend that was working for a brokerage in Tulsa and she was like, "Hey, come work for this brokerage." And I'm like, "Cool. Don't know anything about them. Don't really know where I need to land, but sure, that sounds good." And I went nowhere. I worked for them for probably 6 to 9 months, and they had great things happening for them, but nothing great was happening for me. I don't really feel like I had anyone that was helping, like, invest in me personally, and I am a self-starter and a
You definitely are.
go-getter.
Yes.
But I do like I need a little bit of a launch, especially in an area that I've not been
Even just a
dealing in.
path. Like,
Yeah,
just tell me, like, what's the path? Give me a checklist. Like,
exactly.
give me something. Give me, yeah,
Give me
the
something.
way.
And so I didn't have that. So, what's the saying? Like the grass is greener on the other side. So I was like, okay, let's jump to this brokerage over here because maybe they have it a little bit more put together and maybe they have a roadmap for me. I did that for a couple of months and that was not the case. So then like the discouragement sets in and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, now what do I do? Like, is it me? Is it them or is it me? But
And
then
you even
I,
kind of thought, maybe I'll get out of this. Maybe this isn't like the right career. Cause
yeah,
I feel like when I met you, and that was in November.
in November, yeah,
Okay. So when we met in November and, I asked you, like, what has your experience been so far? And I will never forget the humility that you had. And it was something that instantly for me attracted me to you. And it was like, well, I haven't done much and I'm kind of embarrassed. And I was like, don't be embarrassed
yeah,
because your story is not a whole lot different from most people's stories. And it's very rare to be able to start in real estate and just crush it. Like without having and I liked, what you said, the roadmap. It's not at the fault of the agents a lot of times, and it's not even the fault of the brokerages. It's just getting those two together and combining those in a way that works for both parties.
yeah,
And I think that there's a lot of brokerages that offer amazing value to agents, but I think that sometimes the agents need that roadmap. They need the opportunities. They need and Lydia, we had a podcast episode with her, and it's a very similar story. And so when I met you, I instantly was like, "You've got it. I know you've got it, and what you have can't be taught." Now, I can pretty much say that anybody could come into our environment, and if they, can follow directions and follow the roadmap, they can find success, but not every agent on the other side is going to be able to have the heart for that or the brain for that.
Yeah.
And you've got it. And so it was exciting to me to get to connect with you back in November.
Right.
And it hasn't all been easy.
No. And
So
how random is it that I just seen like one of your Facebook posts?
that
Like
is
we weren't
crazy.
friends. I don't even know how I came across it, but I'm like, oh, she looks bubbly and fun. And like I played one of your videos and I'm like, wow, like I liked your energy. I like the charisma. And then I think I scrolled down a little bit more and I seen one of your posts about Hello Week. So then that
Yeah.
prompted me to be like, oh, what's Hello Week? And so then something in my head was just like, you need to do that. Like, this is your sign. Like, check it out. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah. And I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, me too.
So you came in, we interviewed. And when I say interview, like it's a different process in our team because it is important that the agents on our team, and when I say fit our culture, it sounds so cliche. But now being on the other side of being on the team and being on the team now for a couple of months, um, how would you describe the culture of our team? Because I think when you're interviewing or you're coming in and I'm going, hey, it's really important that you understand these things and that this is how we're not a great fit for everybody.
Right.
Almost like a let me try to talk you out of this because we don't want to attract the wrong type of people.
Yeah.
Now that you're on the other side of that interview and hello week, if you're thinking about adding teammates, what do you feel? How does that make you feel when you're saying, let's add more people? Who do we want? Who do we look for? What are we hoping to attract?
Yeah.
It's
So now, now seeing it for 3 months now, people that do have a sense of humility, people that are willing to learn, take direction, be coachable. I think anybody that comes into our environment or wants to join our team that thinks that they know everything or that they know, all about real estate and they want to be the be all, it's not going to work.
right.
So I think anybody that's looking for that next step, someone to help, someone that needs resources and a little bit of guidance to really get them on their path, that's what this team's for.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's been one of your favorite things? Can you think of something that a memory or something being on the team now on this side of it? I would say that having three under contract is pretty dang impressive.
Well, right after I started, we did the Christmas event.
Yes.
So we did the downtown Sepulpa shoot. So that was fun. That was my first like group event, I
Yes.
guess, with the team. And then we had the gala last month, which was super awesome. It was nice to see like everybody just get dressed up and like
Yes.
be carefree for a night,
It was a
be
lot of fun.
kid free, be,
Kid free,
work
carefree.
free.
Yes.
It was nice to see everybody get dressed up and just like have a good time.
Yep.
So I think both of those events were super, super big
So
for
so
me.
you love the social events.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
I think those are fun.
Okay. Because Lydia on hers, because it's funny because you and Lydia, and you were talking before we started this episode that you are almost like sister brother. You started at the same time. You kind of have the same type of experience of being at a different brokerage and then coming here. And her favorite memory was the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And she said, my favorite memory was the Christmas party and Jen getting a Zillow call and
Yes,
running.
running.
Yes, to
Yeah,
get this call and pick up the call. And she was like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a crazy place and I love it.
yeah.
But it is crazy. And we are so, so blessed and lucky to have you on the team.
Thank you.
And the more I get to know you, the more I love you and the more I love, just all the cool intricacies. That's the word. I probably said that wrong, but just what make you who you are. And you are a helper. You are a really, really great, um, just the way that your brain works, I really love. And you're
Well, I think
super,
it's super cool. Like I've listened to the podcast and different things with your story, and it's nice coming to a brokerage where there's a broker that's been in hard times.
yeah,
Like you had hard times. Nobody gave you this brokerage. Nobody just gave you big sums of money to start a business.
I
Like
wish they
you
would have.
worked hard for it.
Yes.
And so I think that makes a difference with the team and the culture that we have here is like
Yeah.
you've been at the bottom and you've really worked your way to the top to have this. And so I think that's what we all strive to do.
Well, thanks. And I think you're unique. I mean, the process that you've been through too, and business and entrepreneurship and having highs, having lows, like that's something that helps because this is a hard business.
Yeah.
This is not for the weak. What we deal with every day is up and down. It's a roller coaster. And knowing that you have people on your team that understand that and can sustain and help each other and encourage, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Because what, just 2 weeks ago, I
yeah.
was kind of down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Wasn't really getting anywhere. Wasn't having any traction, but was still pushing forward. Took a little bit of a breather,
Yep.
and you and several people from the team like just kept pushing, like stick it out, keep doing what you're doing, and then now here I am.
And now here you are,
Yeah,
and you're thriving, and you're just going to continue to thrive. And we were just talking about that too, that even if it's not as consistent, if you don't have 3 or 4 under contract all the time, that consistency is going to just, if you can stay engaged, if you can stay hooked up, and that's what makes your business consistent.
yeah,
And you will be able to do that because that is your personality. You are not going to give up. And I
absolutely not.
love that about you. So, okay, well, tell everybody, how do they get in touch with you and kind of share your contact information? And didn't that go by fast?
It did.
I
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah,
So now we're already wrapping up, but tell everybody kind of again who you are and how they can get in touch with you.
yeah. So Brandon Morgan, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. It's Brandon Morgan Real Estate. Yeah, just find me on social media. Shoot me a message. My contact information's all out there.
It's so easy to find people now. It's like as long as you know my name and like where I live, then
Yeah,
it's kind of scary, but you can track pretty much anybody
can find or
down.
stalk somebody on social media
Yeah.
pretty easy. Yeah,
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in today. And I hope that you enjoyed getting to know Brandon as much as
thank you.
I have enjoyed getting to know Brandon. And he is an amazing real estate agent, person, business person, just all around. So I can't recommend you enough. And
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
I am excited for this podcast, this episode to come out so you
Yeah,
can use it even more.
thank
So
you so much.
you bet. We'll catch you next time.